students. Today we are going to learn lesson number 4, part 2. Your lesson title is Memory, Storage, Device and Data Representation. In previous lecture, I explained you computer memory regarding RAM. So here I explain you repeat your computer memory. So your computer deals with different types of memory. It means in computer there are two types of memory, primary memory and secondary memory. So primary memory, it is called main memory of computer. It means a primary memory, it's called main memory of computer, and secondary memory is called auxiliary memory. It means primary memory is a permanent memory and secondary memory is a temporary memory. So information in a memory of all the information stored into memory of a digital computer is stored in a form of binary digit. It means 0 and 1 digit. So this binary digit in short known as bit. So I explained you already what is bits. So a bit is a binary digit which is either 1 or 0. And you know what is bits, what is byte. So here I just repeat it. Byte. A byte means a group of 8 bit is known as byte. A group of 8 bit is known as a byte. Now I already explain you this table. 1 bit is equal to single digit, 8 bit is equal to 1 byte, 2 raised to 10 bytes is equal to 124 bytes. It means it's made 1 KB. 2 raised to 20 bytes is equal to 1024 kilobytes. It means it made by 1 MB. 2 raised to 30 bytes it is equal to 1024 megabytes is equal to 1 GB. 2 raised to 40 bytes is equal to 1024 gigabytes. It's made a 1 TB. And I explain you your primary memory. So students, do you know what is the primary memory? So a primary memory is known as a main memory. Primary memory is a main memory of our computer. It is a very important. All the data stored for quick access by the computer processor. All the data stored into the primary memory, and with the use of primary memory we can quickly access the data by the computer processor. So it is made of large number of cells. Each cell is identified by number. It's called cell address. It means all the cell have one unique number. So it's called a cell address. And the primary memory is organized in such a fashion that the time required to store or retrieve the data from cell is independent of the cell address. If you want to retrieve any data, so it's depend on the cell address. In previous lecture I explained you this picture, LIFO and FIFO access memory. In LIFO, first in FIFO, first in first out. It means the first entry go into the system and this entry will come first out. In LIFO, last in first out. It means these three students enter here, so the last is come out first. It means LIFO. Last in, first out. So for example, sequential access, first in, first out, and last in, first out access. It means LIFO. FIFO is just a queue. FIFO is just a queue where first entry will be served first and last will be entire at a last. A LIFO is like a tray of paper. You put just example I give you. I put all the books. So here first I take out the last book. So it is a first entry I put it, and this one is out into the first. Okay. Last in, first out. Now this is a RAM. Pictures of RAM. You can easily see this is the picture of RAM. The full form of RAM is random access memory. RAM is also a volatile memory. The content written in RAM requires continuous power supply to retain it into the memory. It means if your power supply is on, and this time all the data stored into the RAM memory. Now I explain you just types of RAM. There are two types of RAM, static RAM and dynamic. You also write this difference in your notebook from the study material. Today I post you study material, and from study material you write two difference, dynamic RAM and static RAM, and RAM and ROM. Okay students? So RAM, dynamic RAM, we all use dynamic RAM and static RAM. This RAM is need in powerful computer. Static RAM is only and only useful for powerful computer. Dynamic RAM need to be refreshed thousand of time per second. It must be refreshed thousand of per second. But static RAM does not need to get refreshed. The dynamic RAM speed is very good and static RAM speed is super fast speed. Dynamic RAM is reasonable to buying a cost. Dynamic RAM is reasonable for cost, but static RAM is very expensive. And dynamic RAM is called volatile memory and static RAM is called also volatile memory. Why they both are called volatile memory? Because RAM is also volatile memory and they both are static and dynamic are parts of RAM. So that's the reason both of called volatile memory. Now we move to our today topic, ROM. Here I am just explaining you previous lecture, and now I am starting your today topic, ROM. So students, here you can easily see this is the picture of ROM. The full form of ROM is read only memory. The full form of ROM is read only memory. ROM is a primary memory. ROM is also part of primary memory. RAM and ROM both are the part of primary memory. ROM is used to permanently record data and instruction. ROM is used to permanently record data and instruction. It means in the RAM there are all the records stored in permanently. Hence we can say that ROM is a permanent memory. So that's the reason ROM called permanent memory. Why ROM called permanent memory? Because in ROM all the data store permanently. In ROM all the data store permanently. So that's the reason ROM is called permanent memory. Unlike RAM and ROM retain its content even the computer is turned off. If your computer is turned off, this time the RAM and ROM contain the data. Sorry, if your computer power is turned off, so this time RAM and ROM cannot contain the data. ROM is an ideal memory. ROM is called a ideal memory to store a critical instruction into the computers. ROM is a ideal memory. It is used to store a critical instruction into the computer. Such as a boot program, programs that start up the computer system. Boot program. Boot program means starting up your process. It's called a booting. Now, students, here you can easily see this is the setup Phoenix BIOS setups utility. It is in your PC. It means if you start your PC and then after you press your accept key, then you press your booting process. You start your booting process. So this is a picture of your booting setup process. So here this is the system time, system date, primary master, primary slave, secondary master, secondary slave, keyboard features, system memory. It's show you the size of your system memory. Extended memory, it means to वहीं तक आप अपनी मेमोरी एक्सटेंड कर सकते हो. बूट टाइम डायग्नोस्टिक स्क्रीन, सो you can easily see your BIOS setting, and your BIOS setting is stored permanently. You never change your BIOS setup. Okay, students. Now here we move to our next topic, types of ROM. Types of ROM. Previously I explained you types of RAM. RAM has two types, static RAM and dynamic RAM. Now I explain you types of ROM. ROM has four types: ROM, PROM, EEPROM, EEPROM. The four are the types of ROM. ROM it means random access memory, and PROM means, the full form of PROM is programmable read-only memory. The spelling of programmable is PROGRAMMABLE. Programmable read-only memory. Then EEPROM. EEPROM means erasable programmable read-only memory. The full form of EEPROM is erasable programmable memory. Now I explain you what is a PROM. So student, do you know what is a PROM? So a variation of ROM is PROM. A variation of ROM is PROM. It means a PROM is a part of ROM. PROMs are manufactured as blank chips on which data program can be written with a special device called a PROM programmer. PROM is a manufactured as a blank chip. PROM is a manufactured as a blank chip. Just example I say you. Blank chip in Just I give one example in washing machine. So in washing machine there are also a prompt. Why? Because in machine there are one blank chip and the company, it means washing machine company, are install his function, install its function, like you can easily see upside on your washing machine the different function: wash, spin. So these all function set up into the blank chips. So it is made up by programmer. So programmer fill this operation. Programmer add all this operation into your blank chip. Programmer written into the blank chip. So this is called, it's called a prompt programmer. Now we move to other topic. What is EEPROM? EEPROM. The full form of EEPROM means erasable, programmable, read-only memory. There is a special types of PROM. It's called EEPROM. EEPROM is a special types of PROM. The full form of EEPROM is erasable, programmable, read-only memory. EEPROM is a erasable, programmable, read-only memory. EEPROM allows the content of PROM to be erased by exposing it to ultraviolet light. EEPROM allows the content of PROM. It is erase all the ultraviolet light. There is a special type of PROM. It's called EEPROM. EEPROM are very helpful in manufacturing pen drive, cellular phones, memory cards, mobile phone, digital camera, portable MP3 and micro SD card. So your EEPROM, erasable, programmable, read-only memory, are helpful in manufacturing for pen drive, cellular phones, memory card, mobile phones, digital camera, portable MP3 player and micro SD card. Why it is used? Because EEPROM is a erasable memory, erasable, programmable, read-only memory. In pen drive you can easily see, you can delete your data and you can insert your data. So here this is a part of EEPROM memory. Cellular phone, you can also erase your data. In memory card you can also erase your data. Mobile phone you can also erase data. Digital camera you can also erase your data. And in micro SD card you can easily erase your data. So that's the reason here we using EEPROM memory. Now we discuss our other topic, from where. Explanation of from where. Many times from where need to be updated as and when you change the hardware device. Many times firmware need to be updated when you change your hardware device. The concept of ROM-PROM can be used to create a firmware. ROM and PROM is used to create a firmware. So firmware is to be stored in a non-volatile memory. So firmware is also called a permanent memory. Firmware is also called a permanent memory. Many mobile phone use firmware over the air FOTA to update the mobile firmware. Another option is to download such firmware from the company's online store or website. It means you install some firmware, so you can go in company store, and otherwise you can install your firmware from company website. Many mobile phone use firmware over the air. FOIA. The full form of FOIA, it means firmware over the air to update the mobile phone. FOIA is used to update the mobile firmware. So the firmware normally supports functions such as controlling the hardware. It means firmware is support the function to control the hardware and facilitate use of the hardware. Because of this reason, users are allowed to update the firmware. So that's the reason user allowed to update the firmware. And many of the companies stores firmware in a hidden place. For example, washing machine, traffic lights, camera, microwave oven, etc. Here, no changes are possible in the firmware. Just example, many companies are use firmware for washing machine, traffic lights, digital camera, microwave oven have some utilities such as a quick wash in washing machine and alarm in microwave. You can see if your food is ready, then alarm clock is ringing. If your clothes are washed, then alarm is ringing. So these basic utilities are not to be changed. However, user may add their contacts, message, video, pictures into the phone memory. And on other hand, software program written by user such as Superstore, bills, payslip, mark sheet, printing can be changed by the user provided they have source code for the software. So this type of function, it can be changed by the user. So there is a special high speed storage mechanism. So it's called a cache. So do you know, students, cache memory? So cache memory is a small and high speed memory within the computer central processing unit for frequent access. Now we move to our next topic, difference between RAM and ROM. So the difference between RAM and ROM. RAM is a random access memory. The full form of RAM is random access memory, and the full form of ROM. So ROM stands for read only memory. RAM supports reading and writing operation into the computer. RAM supports reading and writing operation, and ROM supports only read operation. ROM supports only read operation. RAM supports both operation, reading and writing, but ROM supports only and only read operation. Data and instruction are stored into it during its operation. It means in RAM, during the process, all the data are stored into the RAM memory, and instruction are stored into it during its manufacturing. If any manufacturing, so this time all the data are stored into ROM. Just example I already give you in washing machine. So during washing machine, all the data and instruction are stored during its manufacturing. So, and RAM. RAM is also called a volatile memory, but ROM is called non-volatile memory. RAM is called volatile memory and ROM is called non-volatile memory. So students, I hope here you all are understand chapter 4 today topic, and next lecture I explain you secondary memory. So tomorrow our next lecture. So next lecture I explain you secondary memory. So I hope you all are understand today topic. Thanks. Have a nice day.